Hello, viewers, and welcome back to Hidden Korea. Today, we bring you a revelation so shocking, so unexpected, that it has sent the entire Korean entertainment industry into absolute chaos. The headline dominating every corner of the internet. Wedding of the century. Park Seo-joon and Park Min-young drop a marriage bombshell. What led to this sudden announcement? How did they manage to keep such a massive secret hidden from fans and the media? And what really happened behind the scenes before this unbelievable news was revealed? Stay with us, because we're about to uncover every twist, every whisper, and every breathtaking detail of this stunning revelation. Let's dive in, right now. The entertainment world was shaken to its core just before dawn when a single post appeared on social media. Short, cryptic, devastatingly clear. No teaser. Rumors, no subtle hints. Just one simple image. Two intertwined hands, resting on a white envelope embossed with gold lettering. And below it, a caption that detonated like a bomb across the internet. Have something to share with you, PSJ plus PMY. Within minutes, chaos erupted. Fans around the world froze mid-scroll. Eyes widening, hearts stopping. Group chats exploded. News outlets scrambled. Messengers woke up to hundreds of missed calls. And as the sun rose over Seoul, millions asked the same question: was this real? Was this happening? Inside a quiet hammock hidden in the hills outside the city, Park Seo-joon stood in front of the window, staring out at the soft morning mist. His heartbeat pounded so loudly it felt like it filled the room. His phone vibrated nonstop on the table behind him. But he didn't turn around. He knew what the world was saying. He knew what they were assuming. He knew what storm was about to strike. And yet, he felt strangely calm. Behind him, footsteps echoed softly as Park Min-young entered the room. She wore a loose cream sweater, her hair tied back, her expression unreadable, but her eyes held the trace of a storm she was trying hard to control. "They've seen it," she said quietly. Nodded, his jaw tightening. "I know." Young sat down slowly, clasping her hands together. "This is bigger than both of us." "It always was," he replied, turning to her. "And that's why we're doing this." She looked up, her eyes searching his, as if confirming that the decision they made the previous night, a decision that would change their lives forever, was still firm. "Are you ready for what comes next?" she asked. Seo-joon let out a slow, steady breath. Ready or not, the world is already waking up to it. And the world was waking up indeed. At 8 a.m., the nation was in a frenzy. Every entertainment news channel abruptly changed their programming. Headlines blared across every screen and device. Breaking: Park Seo-joon and Park Min-young hint at major announcement. Is this the romantic bombshell fans have waited years for? Agencies remained silent. What are they hiding? At exactly 9 a.m., their agencies confirmed it. A joint statement. Clear, direct, unprecedented. Seo-joon and Park Min-young are preparing for marriage. Details will be shared soon. The internet didn't just break, it combusted. Meanwhile, Seo-joon and Min-young sat in silence at the long wooden table in the hammock. The weight of the announcement hung between them like a fragile thread ready to snap. "This is real now," she whispered. "It was always real," he answered gently. "We just kept it ours for as long as we could." Min-young's eyes softened. But beneath that warmth was fear, fear of the spotlight. The pressure, the judgment. The endless scrutiny that came with being two of Korea's most beloved stars. "What if this hurts your career?" she asked. Took her hand, squeezing it with quiet certainty. "You're worth more than any career. And I'm done hiding the best part of my life." Her breath shook, just slightly. Outside, the courtyard was filled with a quiet morning breeze. The calm before a global hurricane. Reporters were already speeding toward their location. Drones were lifting into the air. Fans were gathering online and in real life. The world wanted answers. The world wanted confirmation. The world wanted a story. And the story was only beginning. Pulled up outside, the wedding planner. The secret wedding they had scheduled for next month. A ceremony meant to be intimate and private. Was no longer a secret. Everything was unraveling faster than they imagined. "We keep going?" Min-young asked. Seo-joon stood, pulling her up with him. Eyes burning with resolve. "Yes," he said. "No more hiding. If we run, the narrative becomes theirs. If we stand firm, the story is ours." And somewhere in the distance, the first helicopter hovered above the tree line. signaling the beginning of a day that would go down in entertainment history. The wedding of the century was no longer a rumor. It was a wildfire. And nothing could put it out now. By midday, the Hanok was surrounded. Cameras zoomed from every angle. Reporters shouted questions that echoed against the wooden walls. Security guards hurried to establish distance. The noise was relentless. Inside, Park Min-young stared at the reflection in her mirror. Her hands trembled slightly as she touched the delicate lace of the gown laid out before her, a gown she had chosen weeks ago in secret, believing she would walk down the aisle quietly, peacefully, away from the world. Now, everything felt different. The room door opened. Seo-joon stepped inside. The tension in his shoulders was visible. The weight of the outside world pressing harder with each passing minute. But when he looked at her, everything softened. "You don't have to wear it yet," he said gently. She swallowed. "But if I don't now, I might lose the courage later." Stepped behind her, resting his hands lightly on her shoulders. "No matter how loud it gets out there, nothing changes what's between us." Is the problem. Everything outside did change what was between them. A sudden knock on the door startled them both. The wedding planner rushed in, face flushed with panic. "It's all over the news," she said breathlessly. "Every step of today, the dress fitting, the rings, your location, someone leaked everything." Young's stomach dropped. Leaked. Seo-joon clenched his fists. "Do that." Before the planner could answer, another voice echoed from down the hall, the voice of Seo-joon's manager. "You both need to see this." Hurried to the living room where a large screen displayed the live broadcast of an entertainment channel. The anchor spoke with dramatic intensity. Exclusive footage reveals preparations for Park Seo-joon and Park Min-young's secret wedding. Sources claim the ceremony is happening today. The word hit Min-young like a blow. Knees weakened, but Seo-joon caught her immediately. Her tightly. "This wasn't supposed to happen like this," she whispered, her voice cracking. Seo-joon tightened his grip. "We can still take control." "How?" Lifted her chin, looking straight into her eyes. "Through with it anyway." She froze. Continued, his voice low but steady. "Let them watch. Let them talk. Let them speculate. But they won't change the truth, that I love you. And I want to marry you today, tomorrow, or whenever you'll have me." Filled her eyes as the chaos outside grew louder. A rising tide of shouting and camera flashes. And of silence stretched between them, fragile, trembling, sacred. Then she nodded. "Okay," she whispered. "Let's do it." In seconds, the room transformed. Stylists rushed to finish her makeup. Assistants helped her step into the gown. Seo-joon changed into his tailored suit. Deeply as he stared at his reflection, preparing himself not just for a wedding, but for the storm waiting outside those doors. Finally, they met at the entrance of the Hanok courtyard. The sky was glowing gold with the setting sun, casting a warm, ethereal light around them. The air was vibrating with shouts, helicopter blades, shudders. It felt like the entire world was watching. Min-young took a shaky breath. "Once we step out, there's no going back." Seo-joon offered his hand. "I don't want to go back," he said. "I want to walk forward, with you." Her hand slid into his. Together, they stepped outside. The crowd roared, a sound like thunder rolling through the valley. Flashbulbs exploded in bursts of white. Some fans cried. Others screamed. Porters leaned so far forward they nearly fell. In that blinding chaos, they saw only each other. A simple arch had been decorated with white flowers earlier that morning, now glowing softly in the sunset. Seo-joon stood waiting, trembling with nerves at the unprecedented spectacle. They walked toward the arch, each step a declaration, each heartbeat louder than the noise around them. When they reached the front, Seo-joon turned to Min-young, taking her hands in his. His voice trembled, but every word was clear. "I don't care if the world hears this. Min-young, you are my home." Breath caught, tears spilled freely. She whispered back, "And you are my courage." As they exchanged vows, something extraordinary happened. The crowd, just one blessed moment, fell silent. Lord. Shouting stopped. Even the wind seemed to pause. When they kissed, the world erupted again, this time not in chaos, but in order. The wedding of the century had happened. Not in a palace. Not on a film set. Behind closed doors. But here, in the open, under the sky, with millions witnessing a love too powerful to hide. And as night settled over the Hanok, Park Seo-joon and Park Min-young walked inside hand in hand, ready to begin the next chapter of a story that none of them, not even themselves, had expected to unfold this way. As the final echoes of applause faded and the lights around the Hanok dimmed into a warm evening glow, Park Seo-joon and Park Min-young finally had a moment to breathe. Storm outside, the cameras, the noise. Less speculation, no longer mattered. Behind the closed doors of their quiet sanctuary, they stood side by side. Hands still intertwined. Hearts still racing from the whirlwind of the day. What began as a secret promise had become a global spectacle, but in the end, the noise only highlighted what truly mattered: their choice, their courage, their love. They hadn't planned to marry under the eyes of millions. But sometimes the most unexpected circumstances reveal the strongest truths. And today, their truth resonated louder than any headline. They had chosen each other, fully and fearlessly. The world may remember it as the wedding of the century, but for them, it was something simpler and infinitely more precious, the beginning of a life they would no longer hide. Thank you for joining us through this thrilling and emotional journey. Your curiosity and your passion for these stories inspire us every day. At Hidden Korea, we promise to continue bringing you moments that captivate, stories that shake your heart, narratives that pull you right into the center of the drama. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next story.